gonna get in this interview.
Shall I?
Yeah, man, please.
Well, to be fair, is that all right?
Yeah,
Is that all right? Is that cool? Is the red light on? The sound, everything, Chris? I just need to, because sometimes it glitches out, and because I've been waiting 780 hours.
No, we can't make that happen.
October Red Boxing, here with the lovely Just Business, Joshua Buatsi. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you very much. And honestly, thank you for waiting for the time that you've waited patiently. No pressure. You just said, Josh, when you're ready, give me 5, give me 10, give me 15. So I appreciate you waiting, man.
It's all about you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get straight to the questions first, and then we can talk a little bit about the journey. First question. There's been some to-ing and fro-ing on Twitter where Eddie has said that when you were with Matchroom, because obviously you're not now, that you was offered 1.5 million.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
A lot of money to fight Bivol, and you turned it down. But I'm trying to make sense. Was it once or twice or once? What's the story?
So I was offered 1.5 to fight Bivol. There's a few questions to ask. Was it fight Bivol for 1.5 and that's it? Or is it fight Bivol for 1.5, but when you accept it, there are these extensions, these extra fights you have to take, which equate to another 2.5 years with working with the promoter or staying on that channel. So I think that's the question people need to ask themselves. If it were to be fight Bivol, yes or no, 1.5, who wouldn't take that? You take it straight away. But no, it came with a lot of caveats and a lot of additional points and all these caught up and stringy stuff that I said, nah, I'm good.
Right, okay, because that's how it looks. Because I always, when you're a boxing fan, all you do is you see the conversations that promoters have or the fighters have. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes, and this is the issue. It's like there's no real transparency, so it's like, whose word will you take? Joshua Buatsi, who's quiet behind the scenes, doesn't really say much.
There's emails. Let's screenshot stuff and get out there if you have to. There's emails. There were extensions that came with it, and once I saw that, I said, nope, not interested.
So we'll talk about your career then, a career that has been a little bit stop-start, a little bit stagnant. Peel back, don't worry about the fans, don't worry about the fights. What is going through your mind while all this is happening, while you're preparing to either make a change or put up and shut up?
I think it's been non-stop and a lot has been happening, but I've always stayed in the gym. I've always remained positive. I've always said, whatever the situation is, it's not going to be forever. Kept good people around me, made a few changes, and just look at the good things in life. That's all I've done. And another thing that I've done during this period, because one of my aunts was like, damn, this is going on for like 8 to 9 months. Like, how are you keeping? Are you good? Are you not? And I said, you know what I've done? I've helped a lot of people. I've reached out to people. Doing that, it takes your mind off what you have to do or what you're going through. So helping people, mixing it with people, doing things with people that will help each other. It's been so sick, man. It's been a very hard time, but also a very good time. I've learned a lot about myself, learned more about what's important, what's not important, and just learned another thing. Just be ruthless, man. Like, people are lying online and they're talking rubbish and all of that stuff, but I'll keep quiet about it. But when it's time to talk, I'll always talk. And if we need to get to showing emails and letters and all of that stuff, let's do it so that the evidence is there. The evidence is always there. So I just don't get caught up on these things on Twitter. Yeah, you're not going to catch me on Twitter going back and forth with a troll or with somebody, because we know what it is. And if we need to pull out evidence, let's just do that.
See, that's the thing. And it's always, like you said, it's always the quiet ones that will get judged, because it's like they're not back in their corner. Yeah. They're not saying anything. It's the one that's shouting the loudest that said, and like you're sitting there in silence and not saying nothing back. But we saw a complete change. You mentioned ruthless. When you were sat up here on stage with Savage and with Ben, it was like, you kind of like, you was like putting a knife in. You was like, you know, when you're coming off with them like sarcastic, like, yeah, well, this is what it is now.
Yeah, this is what it is now. I mean, a lot has been said, and I'm always checking Twitter, and someone be like, oh, have you been on Twitter today? And I'm like, no. They're like, go online, but to see what's going on. I'll go online, and I'm going through the notifications, and I'm like, damn, this person is just lying, just saying things that are not true. And you guys obviously crop out little things that someone says, and then they'll draw to it. I will say your interviews are quite different to a lot of people's, I'll give you that. But a lot of these guys and interviewers, they crop one or two things and they put it out there, of course, to get the views. But I know the truth, and I'm more fixed on moving forward with my career, because the thing is, there's only one of me. My career happens once,
Trust me.
so I'm not gonna be there wasting time arguing. When my career is over, these promoters and these people that make these things happen, they've got other athletes to work with, but mine is once. So I need to be fixed on what I'm doing and get on with it.
When did that realization kick in, Josh? Like you said, you know, you're an Olympian. You've got that solid pedigree behind you. I've been blocked because I've backed you as a UK #1 light heavyweight.
My bad.
I don't care. I said what I said. I said what I said. But when did that realization kick in with you that you had to make those changes? Because, like you said, one career, and it's a short one at that.
Short one. I think I always knew it, but
Is it?
yeah, I did. But I think one night I just woke up and I said, nah, if you don't take charge now, if you don't take control now, you're going to be what? 39, 38 and regret not taking charge. So I said, nah, forget it. People say, yeah, you're polite, you're quiet, this and that and that. And I'm like, yeah, I am. But like, we fight. So you must know there's a different side to all of us. It wasn't till I got aggressive to somebody and I said, look, you're wasting my time. You're messing up my career, X, Y, and Z. And I said, oh, okay, this, that. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. But see, I had to show a different side to get a response that I needed. Whereas if you're like, oh, can we speak, please? Can we catch up, please? How you doing? This, that, and that. They're like, oh, nice guy, cool guy. Da, da, da. But I was like, nah, where are we now? We're in Croydon. I'm from South London. Like, everyone here that's grown up here, we've all done the things we shouldn't have done. Just because we're being professional and holding up ourselves nicely and, you know, coming across a certain way, we've learned, we've grown, we've matured. But we're all from Croydon, man. Like, all my guys here, we've all been through stuff. We've all done stuff that we're not proud of. We've all been through the streets of South London. But hey, we thank God we came out on the other side. And yesterday was my 30th. I said to an interview guy, I'm happy to see my 30th. And he's like, why? And I'm like, bro, like, not everyone sees the 30th. We take it for granted, but not everyone sees the 30th. And I got friends that died when we were younger, friends that are still locked up, and their 30th, they're going to be in the jail. So for me, I'm happy to be out here to have the liberty to announce a new professional contract with Sky Sports and Boxer.
We love that, and that's the thing about you, Josh, and you've hit something quite clearly on the head, the nail on the head. They take you with kindness for weakness. People will walk all over you if you let them, and it gets to a point where you have to say, you know what, I can't have this anymore. I've got to literally take control. So when you're taking control, you're not only changing your promotional company, your broadcasting company, you've also stepped out of your management. Now, talk to us about if you can, if you're comfortable with, talk to us about the reasons why that happened.
I think with that, again, I wanted to be more aware of what's going on.
Right.
I had got to a point where I said, you know what, I've got this far. It's been good, happy with it. But I feel I need a change. I feel I want to get more of an understanding of what's going on. Over the period where I've been inactive, I've had the time to learn about business, to learn about how things operate, rather than someone telling me. I've been in meetings, I've learned things, I've experienced things, I've gained knowledge that I'm like, you know what, thank God for that. Boxers, be aware, man. People that are playing, this ain't even related to management, but just people that are playing middleman to take a percentage when they're not taking a shot to the head. Be aware of people like that. Cut those people off. When you're sweating, you're making weight and life is hard, you do all of that. Pay your trainers and those that help you, yes, but people that are there to be in a suit, even though I'm in one now, and do absolutely nothing, be aware of people like that. So like I just said, just be ruthless, man. It's one career, it's only once. If today the doctor emails you and says, Mr. Smith, you cannot fight today,
That's it.
ask yourself, damn, am I in a good position? Am I good? Am I not good? And that's where I'm trying to get to, where I can stop because I wanted to stop.
I have to respect it, because in a way it shows a kind of like bravery, because when you're in sort of like a comfort zone, it's like a blanket, even though, like you said, there's caveats attached, there's a little, you know, small print there. But you still could have chose a safe option. Oh, I'm signed. Oh, I'm getting paid. I'll stay where I am. But you said, hold on a minute. No, I've got to be able to make this work for me. And that takes courage. It takes courage to step out a comfort zone, one for a better word, to say, no, I know my worth.
Yeah, I've been always out of my comfort zone. Even we relate it back to where I do my camp. I do my camp in the
Yeah,
States.
true.
I'm far away from
You're one
home.
of them,
I'm
actually.
very, very. Do you know what? If I were in Europe, I'd say no problem. But I'm very far away from home. I'm 11 hours away from home flying. I'm an 8-hour time difference away from home. So I'm literally missing out everything. But I always say it's a price to pay. So being out of your comfort zone is important. It takes courage to do things like that, yes, but all fighters are courageous. I don't even want to draw attention to myself. We're all courageous people for stepping in that ring. So I just say, people, make sure that you're good when you're in that ring. Make sure when you step out and it all ends, you're good. And that's just all I'm making sure, that I put myself first. Because when you pack it in and you call it a day, there's always another boxer coming.
Trust
And they're
me.
going to be the main guy. So make sure when you're not the main guy anymore, you're good. You're content. You're settled, you know?
I think it suits you just business because you've literally used the name to your advantage. So we are now here. Everything else, by the by, don't matter. We're here now. There was some stuff online saying that you turned down a big fight because you want to come over here just to fight Dan Aziz. Your thoughts on that? Cat.
It's a lie. Yeah, it's
You said cat.
it's a lie, man. You know, Dan's a good mate of mine. Did I come here to fight Dan? No. If Dan's fight is presented and it's a good fight to take at that time, we'll take it. I sparred many runs with Dan, and not once did I get a pound for it. Not once did he get a pound for it. So I'm thinking, if we do that, why not get paid for it? It hasn't been offered to me. It wasn't an incentive for me to come here. It's a lie. Someone again giving the wrong narrative and talking for the sake of it.
We like that. It's all right. They're trying to rush me off. They don't do that with anybody. Yeah. Anyway, so obviously, that's cap. That's not the truth. That's not what's happening. So how many fights you see yourself having as you rejuvenate in your career? How many more fights you see yourself having before you start going for those world title shots?
The truth is, I'm highly ranked in all the governing bodies.
you are.
So my message to my promoters: make sure I'm managed and maneuvered correctly, so that I keep my ranking, so that I become in a position where I am mandatory, so that when we feel the time is right, we can fight for it. We're not far away from it at all. I haven't boxed for over getting to a year. So yes, I want to have one fight just to get back into the swing of things. But please, let's go for it. Let's go in there. Let's not waste time, you know. And I feel I'm with the right promoter that will get me those fights, and most importantly, I'm on the right platform for those fights to be shown.
Yeah, you're going to have the eyes on you now. With the eyes come the pressure as well. But like you said, you're someone that's not afraid to go outside of your comfort zone. You don't even train in this country.
No.
You've literally took everything into your own hands, and you've stood up and said, well, actually, this is the reason why. You've given a positive message to fighters that are watching this coming up from a business point of view. Like you said, that one short career, and happy 30th birthday, by the way. May you have
Didn't have to say it online, but I'll take that.
many more birthdays to come. But I seriously wish you all the best, because you're one of the fighters that's always had time. I remember that time I think the first time I met you was at the Craig Richards presser.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it was. I thought you were Team Spider, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm team who puts the work in. I am team who
Right.
puts the work in. I don't like people that are lazy. Yeah. So there's certain fighters that I will gravitate to because they really work hard. And like I said, I've been backing you, and all I want to see is you be that number one.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. You have been backing me. You said you've been blocked because of it, so I'm back now. So hopefully I can redeem you. So I appreciate that.
I don't care about that. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Who cares who don't like you as long as you like you?
For real, appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Keep doing the work that you're doing, and keep making your interviews different to everyone else. Most importantly,
Respect.
big up, man. Thank you. I'll see you in Birmingham as well.
Yes.
That's
I can't wait.
Thank you very much.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing, and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.